Hello people, welcome back to class. So today we'll be talking about the manual sewing machine. It comes with a head and a body that houses the pedal below. So we'll be teaching you first the parts of the sewing machines and how to thread, how to pedal. This is the front of our machine, and first there's a bar here, an iron bar where you can fix your needle. This part controls pressure. So when you're working with a very thick fabric, you screw it, and when the fabric is thin, you release the screw a little bit. And this is a tension disc. The tension disc controls the tension of the thread. You won't have neat stitches if your tension is either too tight or too loose. So this part is very, very important. And this is the presser foot. This iron bar here raises or lowers the presser foot. So when you raise this high, you see the presser foot is up, so you can slide your fabric at this lower part. When you're about to sew, you pull it down, and it holds down your fabric. Next, this part is the part that controls the stitch length. It is calibrated. I mostly make use of about, let me get this in focus. So I mostly make use of about 8. So I don't want it too tight and I don't want it loose either. When you raise it up to the top, it's back stitch. When you're starting your sewing, for example, and at the end of your sewing, you need to pull this up and then you pull it down again to continue your sewing. So when you do this, you are creating a back stitch on your fabric. And so this is the hand wheel. The hand wheel controls the needle bar. The needle bar houses the needle. So when you move the hand wheel, you move it towards you, not the other way around. So when you move this towards you, it has a rope here that controls this wheel below. There's another bigger wheel below. So when you move this moves, and at the same time your needle bar rises up or down. So that's how the sewing just goes. This little screw here holds the needle in place. So when you screw it, you release the needle. Once you fix the needle, you tighten it back. And so let's move to the lower part that's below this head. Now we have some stuff. Okay, so right now I want to remove the bobbin holder, popularly called the shuttle. I'm putting one hand below my sewing machine. There's a hole here where you can put your hand, and then you can move this. So you raise it a little bit and pull it backward, and that gives you access to. So it gives you access to this part where you have the bobbin case. The bobbin case has a little iron here, so so you pull this iron backward and it releases the bobbin case, so you can pull it out. And then this here is a bobbin, and when you're threading your machine, you need to really thread on your bobbin. And let me use another thread. Okay, let's make use of this. So once this thread is reeled, you're going to fix it into the bobbin case this way, and pull your thread. There's a tiny hole or line or something that looks like a breakage here that you're going to pull your thread into, and all around this way. So you have your thread hanging this way. So now what you're going to do next is to put this back into a holder here. So I'm putting my hand right again to the lower part of the machine, and now you put it into this iron. Let me pull it out and show you. There's one iron here. You pull this into it, raise this and shift this. Do you see the way it balances? Then you release it. So we have taken care of that. So the thread, So you're going to take a strand of your thread, just put this inward, and just watch what I do with the thread this way. There's a holder here, and next you're going to wrap it around the tension disc and into this bar here. Now, so onto our thread, you put this on this iron bar that holds the thread. Just watch what I'm doing. I'm wrapping it around. There's a holder here, then you pass it between these two discs here on the tension disc. There are two discs here. So remember I told you can control your tension here. When you move it towards the positive sign down here, that means you're increasing the tension. When you move it towards the negative sign, you are reducing the tension. So once you pull your thread in between, then you take the tip of your thread and move it through this bar here. You pull it, and there's a holder here that holds the thread. Another one down here holds the thread. You can cover this, and next you're going to insert it into your needle. But before then, let's look at the needle. When you want to release your needle, you're going to pull. There is a screw here. You release it, and it releases the needle. Here's our needle. Here's a needle, and the needle has two sides. I think I'll post a picture so you can see this more clearly. One part is flat, and I think that's the flat part, and another part has a tiny ridge in between this way, so you're going to see it. The part that has the ridge goes towards your left, while the flat part faces the right side of the machine. So I'm going to fix back my needle. Remember, this screw holds the needle in place. So then you rotate your needle to be sure that the flat part faces the right side of the machine. You screw this in. There's a tiny screwdriver here that just controls how far the needle goes into this needle bar. So once you feel that stiffness, you stop and screw this properly. So let's go back to fixing our thread. We have gotten to this part. Now you're going to pass your needle from the left to the right. So from this left, that's the part of the needle that has a ridge. You're going to pass it. This can be dicey. So we've passed this into our needle. Now we want to pull out the thread from the bobbin below. I'm moving this wheel balance to control the movement of my needle bar. So you place it in, hold this thread loosely, you place it in and gradually raise it up, then you pull the thread, and you see we have our thread from the bobbin out. Then you pass it in between the two metal of this sewing machine foot. This sewing machine foot is removable, and different foots perform different function, but this is the one mostly used with this machine because it does straight stitches. So, and we're ready to sew. Let's sew a very straight line with this. Now let's make straight stitches on this fabric. Remember, this raises or lowers the needle bar. So I'm raising this so I can pass my fabric in between. Then you pull it down. Put the thread in between these two teeth towards the back of your machine. Then you are ready to sew. The first thing you do is to move this wheel balance. When you do that, it controls the pedal foot. So I'm moving the wheel balance now, and you can see it has directed the pedal foot, so I know which direction to go. So let's come here. Again, my fabric here, I move my needle bar downward, move the wheel balance, and start pedaling. So when you're starting your stitch, When you're starting your stitch, you need to back stitch, then you continue. So first you move this, your pedal moves, and okay, let me do this again. You move the weight balance, you back stitch and continue sewing. So the first thing you do at the beginning and at the end, the first thing you do is to make a back stitch at the beginning of your stitch. Then when you are ending it, you also make a back stitch. So you move this way and stop when you're stopping. I hope you're getting this clearly enough. Let's do another one. So let's do this again. I've raised this and moved my fabric inside, so I'm moving the bar now. I've lowered my needle bar, then I move the wheel balance, then use this to control to make a back stitch at the beginning so my stitches doesn't get loose. Then I continue sewing. You don't have to be in a hurry. You're in control of your machine, not the other way around. So if you can't do this, if you're just learning this, take it slowly. Now I want to end my stitch, and I'll move this again to make a reverse stitch and pull back. And that is it with sewing a straight stitch. With sewing a straight stitch, and here we have it. We have our straight stitches. So this is what we'll be using mostly to sew our dresses in the future. So practice this. If you have a sewing machine with you, you can just practice this, thread, pedal, and just learn how to use your sewing machine properly. Thank you.